Ladies and gentlemen, they are out here saying Drake is getting exposed for allegedly, apparently running some smear campaigns, possibly, or being attached to smear campaign runners. Now, we're going to cover this whole thing because a lot of this is starting to it'll make other things make sense. But let's start it off with this Breakfast Club Donkey of the Day clip where you have to hear this to believe this. Let's go.
Here's the deal with Rebel. What we have to do is the biggest piece here is that we have to connect Amanda Ghost with Vlotnik. And I was just like, so basically what we need to do is we need to create a path.
By the way, before we go with this, I'm going live today at 2:30. Well, I hope it's today if you're watching this on the 17th. Today at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern for the last semifinal round of the Hip Hop is a Sports tournament. Tune in. It is the last semifinal round. It's the wild card round. And tune in because there's going to be a major announcement on there. 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. My bad. Let's go.
Where we expose Amanda Ghost as like the new Heidi Fleiss. Like she masquerades as the reason why she sucks so bad at music is because she's actually getting hookers for Vlotnik, right? And that's what she does. She's an absolute madam, and that's why she's so lethal. Blah blah blah. But that's
blah blah.
He's
blah,
right. Like we can't just do like, oh, she's a bitch. She sucks. It's like it's got to be really really heavy and connected to something that heavy. So we'll talk about that tomorrow too.
That was Jed Wallace, a digital fixer, allegedly talking to Melissa Nathan, a PR. Nasty, nasty, nasty work, okay?
If you don't know what you just heard, that is them. That was allegedly two PR people or a PR people finding out how to run a fake smear campaign on somebody. Now, you're going to be like, well, how does this tie into? Stay tuned. This gets diabolical.
First of all, let's be clear. None of this is new, okay? People have been hiring publicists to spread negative, even criminal stories about folks for at least the past 6 or 7 years because they know we live in an era where an accusation can cause you to lose things, all right? Rebel Wilson is having a legal feud with Amanda Ghost, and instead of settling it legally, they decide to allegedly invent a criminal conspiracy, okay?
You know what's the craziest thing is I've seen this happen firsthand. Type of these where you just go all of a sudden. I've noticed that where I go, there's a lot of things happening where I can now tell an organized attack when there's like, oh, there's a Discord. There's a Discord behind this. You'll notice where all of a sudden it'll be like one type of comment, then all of a sudden it'll switch to one type of comment specifically, completely, and then you'll just keep seeing that exact comment or a comment like that over and over again. You start looking at these accounts, they have connections. You start looking, and matter of fact, we're going to go into lately, a lot of these OVO stan accounts have been getting sniped off Twitter, and we'll show it. But
a criminal conspiracy website about this person. Now, Rebel Wilson has denied any involvement in the smear sites, but these recordings being introduced as evidence are raising serious questions about, who was behind the online attacks. Now, I saw the good brother Pusha T retweet this post with the caption, "Interesting."
Now, Pusha T, went on his Twitter, and what he's talking about is Pusha had I have to show this because he's speaking about it, but showing it is actually, I want it right here. This is what he's talking about. Pusha T right here. This is the tweet. When the Rebel Wilson PR team was recorded planning to paint a producer as a sex trafficker, Pusha T retweets it. Interesting. If you remember, Pusha T and this whole Epstein random anonymous tip with Jay-Z thing of random thing, that thing just popped out of nowhere too. No evidence, no backing, no interrogations, no interviews. Don't even know the names of just random anonymous calls.
Why? Why did Pusha T repost that? Probably because he's been a victim of this same tactic. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I saw Kevin Clancy of Barstool post something about this situation I found interesting. And he had the caption, top Hollywood crisis PR firm accused of inventing sex trafficking allegations in Rebel Wilson smear campaign, also rep Johnny Depp, Justin Baldoni, and Drake.
One more time. The plot thickens. Dun, dun, dun. The plot thickens. Say that again.
Rep Johnny Depp, Justin Baldoni, and Drake. Let's listen to what Kevin had to say about this situation.
All right, we got big drama coming out of Hollywood as Rebel Wilson's PR team allegedly attempted to execute a smear campaign saying that a Hollywood producer was a sex trafficker despite the fact that they had no evidence. This is a big deal because that PR firm,
Remember, I am intimately involved with that UMG case as my name was literally in it. So these type of things are interesting. I don't know. Type of interesting.
agency group also represented Drake, Johnny Depp, and Justin Baldoni. So that is now 4 celebrities involved in very high-profile public disputes where the opposite side is getting smeared. Drake versus Kendrick, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, and Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively. Those are 3 examples where internet slander was a huge piece of their PR campaign. And now it makes me wonder if this PR firm is just making this shit up.
If even half.
Okay, so we're going to stop right there, and I'm going to bring it up. Now, we're going to go more in depth with it. If you heard, this is somebody who, this is a part of Drake's team. Is allegedly a part of Drake's team, the PR team. Now, we're going to talk about this more because all those people that they named are all a part of public things where the internet was a big part of it. Now, we have Dog Ninja, who is, shout out to Dog Ninja. Go follow his Twitter. Now, he has a whole thread about this, and we're going to talk about some key parts of it. So, right here, because we already heard about her, we don't got it. What exactly does a crisis PR firm like Tag PR do, which is the one that we're talking about? According to their own service page, their works include narrative development, media relations, crisis communications, SEO reputation management. But narrative development, by the way, it is crazy. Digital and social strategy, planting negative stories. Do they have that on their website? Influencing online discourse, coordinating social media messaging, search engine manipulation. What? Planting negative stories? Now, this is all alleged, and this is all from Dog Ninja's thing. But apparently, he said that's what's written on their page. So, yeah. Now, a PR team, a crisis development team, is something that a lot of people have in the industry. And it makes sense when you're going through things that are bigger than you, da-da-da-da. Now, this also goes to the whole Drake was unbothered. I remember when Yachty was trying to sell us those Wolf tickets. Oh, my God. So, here's how it gets way more diabolical. Now, here's where things get interesting. Multiple lawsuits in Hollywood have alleged that Tag PR and associates used aggressive online reputation tax. So they've been sued before. Okay, apparently, they've been planting negative media stories in targets, creating anonymous or third-party websites spreading allegations, SEO manipulation to push damaging content higher in the search results, coordinated social media messaging. Stop me if you haven't seen these exact tactics being played with the OVO accounts. These are, it sounds like a description of the last 2 years of the OVO Twitter. It really do. This is, I've seen it firsthand. I've been a part of some of these smear campaigns where they came at me. Listen, fake or impersonating accounts linking back to these stories, for example, in one court finding tied to the dispute involving entertainment executives, digital forensic analysis allegedly found network of smear websites fake. And so basically they're saying they'll make fake things. Now here's a few pictures he also popped up. Do y'all remember when these people, the Manchester, Tennessee, Kendrick Lamar performs a concert during Bonnaroo Music and Festival, whatever. Shortly after Media Take, I published the article. We were reached out first by people we know who worked at Kendrick's former label who asked us to delete this article because it was fake. Allegedly. Allegedly. Because they saw the thing. I'm not going to lie to you. If y'all remember Kendrick Lamar accused of beating women at Hard Rock Casino, if y'all remember how that story just popped up unnaturally, how a lot of these Kendrick stories popped up unnaturally and were getting pushed unnaturally and then just disappeared out of nowhere. Huh. I've even been somebody who they posted stuff and accounts had to delete the post because it was fake. And I said, who would come together to make a bunch of fake tweets, and then how do they all coordinate to push it at the same time? So that's just an example of something. Now, here's the last part. Now you can go please read this entire thread by Dog Ninja. It is super interesting. But this part I really wanted to highlight, right? Make sure there's nothing else I missed. All right, he said, step back and look at hip hop Twitter for a second. Because the tactics described in these lawsuits look very similar to the patterns we're seeing during major rap discourse cycles. Facts. I'm not going to read all the cycles. Well, brand new accounts suddenly appearing. Yes. Now look at this stuff. Look at these pictures. We first had Pusha T bots, and now we got Kendrick Lamar bots. Y'all notice something. Boom. Okay? Kendrick Lamar announces all future shows are canceled due to Gooch infection. Look at this. All at the same time, retweeting the same thing, just spewing random negative. Kendrick Lamar snorts generic Tylenol. Kendrick Lamar has all at the same post doing, and that's just one example. It gets diabolic. So, is Drake hiring people who might be sending smear campaigns? I don't know. Does this very much look like it? Yeah. Do I have personal situations where now a lot of this shit makes sense? Yeah. And before we get out of here, there is one thing I need to show, and there's, just so y'all see something, because they've been cracking down lately on bot accounts. Now look at this. Look at these accounts that are getting cooked. This one was a big OVO account. Suspended. This one. Suspended. I'm noticing a pattern here with these suspensions. Look. With these accounts that are getting cooked. Look at this one. Suspended. A lot of these accounts I remember seeing in some of these alleged campaigns. Suspended. If you don't know, these are all accounts. Look, this is what they tweeted. Why is this weird at touching? Look, Kendrick account suspended. Are y'all seeing this? Oh, the rabbit hole goes deeper, I promise. There's more. Hold on. Basically, I don't know if I'm going to find any more, but there was a bunch of those accounts. Now, maybe there's other accounts, but what I saw on my timeline and my algorithm was wild of these OVO accounts getting sniped. Some of them that I realized, I go, oh, I remember this. Okay. So, I hope you ain't playing nasty games. What did he say? Playing with Zach B in them Twitter games? That's what Kendrick said. Kendrick's diss tracks just age better and better. But hey, I love seeing these weirdo accounts get sniped. I really do. So